Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners. Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe at our YouTube page at Crystal Records One, Cristo Records One, and we'll shout you out later on in the show. I don't know about you, Mr. E. This Fun Friday is mighty nice, but I tell you what, where I am on location, it's raining like cats and dogs. Mr. E, did you send the geese over here? You know, I always talk about. Listen, I'm in a wonderful, wonderful resort area here in the Williamsburg area, but I'm sitting here yesterday looking out at the patio, and there are geese coming to the patio door. They're looking for either a conversation or food. I just couldn't believe it. Too many people, too many of them. But it's Fun Friday. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful weekend. The weather here, I believe it's going to be a little rain, a little sun. Nevertheless, it's going to be a great, great, great day. I hope you're going to have a great weekend, Mr. E. What are you planning to do? Oh, absolutely excellent. But I tell you what, I don't know if the kids are that happy about hearing the word school. You know, a lot of them have to go back in August. There are some in Atlanta that have gone back already. And I'm telling you, it seemed like the summer has gone back by so fast. Honey, I tell you what, they have about a month or less, well, less than a month for some. But I think they should go ahead and push school aside for right now and enjoy the rest of their summer. Absolutely. I want to shout out my son, Chris, who's here. I'm going to shout out Christian, hey, grandson, who's here. My daughter, Crystal, she's on her way. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful vacation, staycation, and enjoy this wonderful, wonderful atmosphere here. Mardell Lewis is on, Roberta Carter's on. All you on, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we want to acknowledge you and we want to thank you for your commitment to FYI Radio Show and the fact that you've been hanging in there with us for the 7 years. Absolutely. Now, Mr. E has the current job list. And Mr. E, I'm going to let you go ahead and start it. Let me get the information myself, and we're going to go with it. Mr. E, you're going to have to unmute because our listeners said they cannot hear you through the feed. So
Well,
Mr.
how
E
about
is
this?
going
How
to
about this now?
unmute.
I'm unmute now. So this is what you got to understand. Now here we are that the Arts for Learning, the Chesapeake Public Library is looking for a library assistant part-time in South Norfolk. The um, River, Eastern Virginia Medical School is looking for in Norfolk for SEOC. The Elizabeth River Project is looking for a development coordinator, environmental project manager, a resilience engagement coordinator, advertisement, a seasonal environmental educator. Hope House is looking for a service coordinator. Nautica's looking for an event manager. The Virginia Stage Company is looking for a development manager. Virginia Living Museum is looking for a custodian, a guest engagement associate, a maintenance technician, number two, a senior acquire. And not only that, the Elizabeth River Environmental Project Manager is looking for a project manager, and Bay Aging is looking for an administrative specialist. And don't forget the Home Depot, don't forget the United Postal Service, don't forget Amazon, don't forget Ford Motor Company, and also Harry Teeter's, McDonald's, Lowe's, you name it. Go down and get you a job. And don't forget that if you've been incarcerated and you figure that nobody's going to hire you, well, the names that I just mentioned, there are now hiring folk that's been incarcerated because they know you got to pay your fines.
Yes. Look, those listings are already on our post. Go to Yolanda Hinton's page, Edward Everett's personal page. Go to LinkedIn, and they're there. Make sure you share them with your friends. So many folks still need a job. You know, the job numbers are coming out, Mr. E. They're pretty good, but still, there are people still looking for jobs and changing careers. So these listings that we get every Friday really come in handy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Mr. E, this is FYI Fun Friday.
yeah.
What's in your closet? Issues concerning us women. And
Women.
and the wonderful thing about it, Mr. E, we have our powerful women that are, I'm talking about, on the move. You know, sometimes they're very high profile. Sometimes you don't know they're working until somebody acknowledges, you know, all the things that they're doing. But we're talking about three high profile, powerful African American women. Mr. E, give us their names.
Well, we got Judge Brown, we got Judge Tanya, and I'm not going to mess with her last name, and you got Fine Willis.
All right. And number one is give us a little information about the first one.
When you're looking at Judge Brown, I looked at her first name, Miss Hinton, and I said, oh my God, Miss Brown, Kitanja Brown Jackson was sworn in as the first Black woman of the United States Supreme Court.
You know,
Miss
that was a joy to see, first of all, Mr. E. Let me say that.
That's right. That's right. She was sworn in as the 116th Supreme Court Justice and the first Black woman to serve in the High Court. You
What
know,
took them so long? What took us so long to get a beautiful, black, smart, intelligent woman to be a part of that Supreme Court? I don't know what took, well, I do know what took so long, but we're glad that she's there. She's done a lot of great work so far. She's dealing with some controversial topics like abortions and things like that. Abortion is a big thing in this day and time. It
yeah,
has been for quite some time, but now that uh, all the things are changing, laws are changing, states are changing things about abortion, and it has just become a crazy thing wherein judges now have to make decisions on, you know, what we're going to do, how they're going to rule on certain things, you know, how the laws and stuff going to affect women. and families. And so she's a big part of that. But she's a powerful woman that has earned her way to where she is.
That's right. That's right. Our second one is from Fulton County District. That's the district attorney, Miss Fina Willis. She says her father taught her the importance of preparing child, and the importance of preparing for a child. So guess what? We are really giving her, Fulton County, Georgia is down there where, votes has been tampered with and things of that nature. So she's the district of attorney down there, and she's a powerful, powerful African American woman. She's they call her the no nonsense Georgia prosecutor on a collision course with Donald Trump.
Well, I tell you what, that she says she is absolutely ready for the challenge, Mr. E. We've been hearing her name quite a bit throughout the case of former President Donald Trump. She is definitely somebody to contend with. She is not afraid. She says she's ready, and they have been investigating for 2.5 years. She's getting ready to, from my understanding, bring this indictment. And we're going to talk a little bit about the indictment a little bit later of Donald Trump on yesterday. But she is definitely another powerhouse. Believe in who she is. Somebody asked her yesterday, why are you bringing a case when there's 3 indictments already? And she says, this is the law, and I follow the law.
Yeah. And then the third one, Miss Hinton, is that lady by the name of Tanya Chut Chukan, the judge randomly assigned to Trump's January 6th case.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, yesterday was no joke. All right, we had the magistrate. We had a judge that is instrumental in making sure he was arrested. He turned himself in, but he's officially arrested on yesterday. But the lady, the judge, African American woman that is going to oversee the case, is another powerhouse.
That's right.
Chutkins. She is definitely ready and willing to go by the law. That's the thing. These are not women that's just sitting there, well, we just don't have nothing else to do than bring indictment. This is their job. This is what they're called to do. This is why they're there, especially Ms. Jackson from the Supreme Court. This woman she knows that she has to go strictly by the rules. And so along with the DA and the other judge, they know that this is not supposed to be personal, Mr. E. They have to go by the rules. They have to fight with the law. They have to know the law. They have to judge by the law. And so, they're powerful women, not just because of their position, but because of their character and personality. All of them say this is something that they have in them as a child. They were groomed. They were, to be who they are now. They have gone through the ups and the downs, and they have worked their way to success. They have worked their way to success.
Miss Hinton, when we talk about Miss Tanya and Chut Chutkins, she's a 61-year-old Kingston, Jamaican woman. Her education, she went to George Washington University and studied at Penn Curry Law. She has 2 children, and she is a no-nonsense judge. She's not playing the game with anyone. She, just like yesterday, she was a little bit, I heard she was very strictly, when I got from MSNBC.
Very strict and concerned, yes.
Strict and concerned.
And stern, yes.
That's right.
She came out, these ladies are coming out and again going by the law. The judge that had oversight over the case with Donald Trump on yesterday, went by the book. ask questions. She let them know, listen, this is not child's play. This is the real thing. You got to make sure you keep yourself, you have to conduct yourself in a way that you need to so you won't get in trouble. She warned him that you can get yourself in a lot of trouble by not going by the rules and regulations of the court. So these, like I said, these young women are powerful. They know the law. They're doing it by the book, and they're highly, highly recommended and spoke of in the area of the law and in their character as well.
That's right. You'll find out this lady is this not the first time that she had to deal with the former president and his lawyers. She let them know this is not my first rodeo. I dealt with you before. In fact, in the U.S. District Court, judge already had dealt with the ex-president and one of the most significant legal blows of his lifetime. Tragic, perhaps, the greatest delusion of evidence about his bid to subvert the 2020 election, a scheme from which he now stands charged, is a serious crime.
Now, isn't it funny? You have two of these three are dealing with the January 6th, dealing with the election, dealing with former President Trump, and they are, going toe to toe with this former president. They are deeply involved because, like I said, they're bringing indictments and they're overseeing the case. And it is definitely a mess. Now, we reported, Mr. E, just this week that former President Trump is under 78 indictments.
Well, yesterday, I saw MSNBC yesterday that they were standing out there hollering, lock him up. They were standing out there with signs saying, lock him. 78 indictments. And Miss Hinton, when you look at them 78 indictments, that's a total of charges of 55 years behind penitentiary.
That's in the four. That's not the 78.
That's the four, yeah.
Let them out a little bit easy, Miss E. Let them off a little bit easy. But that's the last four in the charges are the last four charges are they amount to 55 years if he gets the total years. That's not the other ones.
No, that's not it. That's right.
So he's facing a lot of time, but not only that, if he's found guilty, he's also facing another indictment that's coming out of Georgia.
Enough is enough, Trump.
I don't know. I think I would be under the bed shaking. It's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And also pray for the young ladies. Although they are powerful, they know their job. You have death threats. You have them calling these African American women out their names, calling them all kind of things. They're already dealing with it. They have websites where people want to scandalize their name and just take them through the mud. But this is the thing that I always notice about strong people. These people are called for this. They're called to be there. They're called for this time, for time such as this. And so there may be people out there to do harm, but God has put a hedge around them where they will do what God has called them to do. They will do the job that they're in. They will complete the job and the task. And so, people, they're equipped. They're equipped to do that.
That's right. And one of the things you got to remember, Ms. Hinton, is that they don't mind, because they got high profile cases. They're dealing with high profile cases, and you can rest assured that they are looking for them judges. All three of the African American women that we talked about, anytime they take the judge stand folks are looking for them to make a mistake. They're looking for them to fumble and fall. One of the things I heard yesterday that Miss Tanya said, and I hate to call her by her first name, that Judge Tanya said that she's a no-nonsense lawyer. She got there about 4:15 into the courts and let him know that, hey, look, you are on a thin line, and that, if you make any more mistakes, clean.
That's it. That's the thing. No nonsense, going by the law. His lawyer went in there, wanted to talk about this is President Trump. She said, Mr. No,
Mr.
it's
Trump.
not, it's
That's
not
right.
about a president. It's about who, just like anybody else that would come before the court. You're Mr. So-and-so.
And so you can't sit back and try to get favoritism. It's not about the favor.
It's about the law.
That's right. It's all about the law, and it's not about your position. Sometimes folk got to get off titles and positions, because behind that title and that position, he's the former president of the United States, and he's thinking that he can push that weight around. But after you become a president of the United States, you're a man now. They
Absolutely.
don't. The only time they do that formal stuff is doing protocol, but they don't call President. They don't call President Obama former President Obama. They call him Obama now.
Absolutely, they call him that. I mean, and Miss Obama, Michelle Obama, Michelle her, and so there's no favoritism. But I tell you what, we're looking at someone in a world of trouble. If you see it played out, Mr. E, they specifically tell these people to keep their mouths shut, don't break the law while you're waiting for trial and things like that. But all of a sudden, you're seeing some on TV, and they are talking right out in the open. Anything, this is what they tell you, anything and everything will be held against you if you open your mouth and say something that is going to be contrary to what the law is. If you do any crimes, if you do anything like that, then you're gonna face a penalty. You're gonna mess yourself up.
Do you think they believe it or not? Do you really think that these folks believe what they say, or do you think they take it as a joke? I was looking at the trial, a little bit of it, heard a little bit of the trial, and they kept saying that he bent over talking to his lawyer, and his lawyer was making inquiries of what he wanted to say. Well, he was told not to say a word, but he said, "Look, let me tell you that my lawyer, he's my mouthpiece."
I tell you what, pride in the fall. This is the thing. You got to come before so many courts, and you got to give an account. The DA and all those prosecutors that are coming with all the evidence in the world, honey. And so seem like somebody would humble themselves at this point, but some people never, they do what they do. They do what they always do. They have a way of carrying on, and they sometimes think that I'm gonna have my way. And when you're in the court, you may have your way in politics among these folks, but when it comes to the law and the court, son, you better humble yourself, because you don't know whose hand you're gonna fall into.
What
it's a terrible thing, first of all, to fall in the hands of an angry God. Can you imagine coming before men and women that have to take the law and teach you a lesson?
That's right, Miss Hinton. That they got the law in their hands, and the thing about it is, with the law, the power is in the hands of the people. With all these 70 indictments against him, well, if he was all that a bag of chips, why he didn't wave his hand and they disappear?
And that's what I'm saying. Don't you all sit back and give somebody so much credit when they cannot even get out their own trouble. They can't get out their own trouble. You're finding yourselves in the front of a judge, just like any other person or person that has been charged with a crime. And so you're not that high and mighty. That's why I'm saying humble yourself, because you got people that's judging you.
Right.
You're going to be judged now, and it's going to be judged according to the things that you've done. And so, Mr. E, we're just going to keep following it. We thank God for powerful women that are there, African American women that are standing out and standing strong. What's in your closet? We got some powerful folk that's doing their thing.
And congratulations to all the women that is in this high positions. Thank you so much for the schooling and the knowledge that that you have went through, and now you're using it like crazy. Thank you so much for you using the knowledge, not just sitting on your graduation, not just sitting on the years of you being in school, but you're activated and now you're working it.
Absolutely. I tell you what, we are so excited about some of the things that are going on. We will be sharing with you this week some great upcoming shows. I don't want you all to forget about Bullvik, the new game from my new company, Bullvik Academy LLC. Make sure you go to Google Play when you have an Android for this wonderful anti-bullying this game. It's a game with an anti-bullying theme. You can go to for your iPad and your iPhone. You can go to apple.com. You can make sure in the family and your schools and folk, get the game, play it, enjoy it, share it. It's not for the faint of heart. I'm telling you, it took me a few times to make sure. But I tell you, it's a great game, and I want you all to make sure you support. Also, bullying is right underneath your nose. The book, all that is online at www.bullvikacademy.com. That's BULVIC Academy.com. We just want to thank you for joining us. Mr. E can tell you how you can be a special guest sponsor and intern, and he can tell you what days we come on. So, Mr. E, take it away.
I want to thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, this FYI radio show. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350 AM, 1400 AM, 95.3, 88.9, and all social media platforms. If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor, all you got to do is pick up the telephone and give us a call at 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861. Our inbox is at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Oh, by the way, don't forget to join us on FYI After Dark. That's every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m.
All right, Mr. E. I tell you what, there's so much going on. I think everybody, I know myself, was locked. I'm talking about locked yesterday because the thing for me, it's like, we see maybe one or two indictments come down the pike with certain people. When you have somebody and a former president coming with 78, that's history. And I want to know from those that are listening, are you all staying locked? But would you like to see it? And somebody mentioned this today, live and living color. Are we going to see this, Mr. E? Are we going to see this case play out in front of our eyes?
Ms. Hinton, I'll pay big money just to see it. I would really give every quarter, every dime that I have just to see this man who thinks he's above the law, who flies around and all these schemes and hush money. We ask the question, I ask the question constantly, what is the qualifications of a president? What is the qualification of a president? Is he a crook? Is he all constantly scheming folk? Is he got a game? Or is he for the people or for himself? Is he honest? Because in the presidency, I think that what we need is somebody that's going to be honest, somebody that's going to do right by the American people, and not just take and say, okay, fine, I'm the president, I got some Democrats Democrats and some Republicans under me, y'all fight at it. And because y'all fighting at it, I'll be the mediator. I'll call the shots. Look what he done. He set down almost all of the people that's supposed to be in position when he was president in the White House.
Yes.
And he wanted America to be like Russia. He wanted to be like France. He wants to be the big kahuna where he calls all the shots in the whole wide world.
Well, I tell you what, he may think he's the big kahuna, but he's dealing with some powerful women that's going to show him if he's a kahuna or not. Because, like I said, they're going by the law, Mr. E. They're going by the evidence. He's coming before a jury, and he is going to be judged.
That's right.
For the things that he's done. He's going to be judged now. He's innocent until proven guilty.
That's
but
right.
I tell you what, the evidence is stacked, and I advise him to make sure he has the best of lawyers. He has a lawyer now, Mr. E, that's out there just mouth. And you got to be careful. The judge just warned him. One of these powerful women we just talked about just warned him. You better make sure you understand that you cannot conduct yourselves any kind of way with this case. And so they better be careful how much they say, what they do, and then trying to carry on like it's a court case in the media.
Right. Ms. Hinton, as I was reading the other day, I began to look today when I heard it on the news about 2 U.S. sailors. I don't know if you heard about it. There was 2 sailors who are spying on the spying, and said the 2 U.S. sailors arrested for allegedly spying for China. 2 United States sailors arrested. Now, who was Trump spying for? That has not landed him in jail.
I tell you what, we gotta be careful again. People are doing all kinds of things, and people think they can get away with so much. And so we're going to be following these stories, Mr. E. We're going to be bringing that tea. We're going to be making sure we report as we get things in real time. There are a lot to still uncover. There are a lot of cases to start, because some of these cases now, they gave the date August 28th for them to come back to get things up and popping. And so we're going to we'll be following this for quite some time.
That's right. Until it is over.
All of them. The 78, this is 78 plus. We got to put the plus, because Georgia is, like the kids say, fitting to bring this indictment real soon.
Ms. Hinton, when I look at what he did in Georgia, he had people that was with him to bring false documents, to mix false ballots into the real ballots and demand a court. How in the world did folks have the audacity to really think that would work, and to create a ruckus, be all because of this one man said, do it. And then on January 6th, he had the audacity to go back to the Capitol, to go back to the White House and create a havoc and hurt innocent people, and allegedly hurt innocent people. I began to look at the police officers that was there that got hurt. They got hurt up there. And if I was one of those police officers that got hurt, I would sue. The United States. Somebody would have to pay for me getting beat up like that.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. E, I'm gonna get ready to go. Let's see. I don't want my power source going down, but anyway. But anyway, we're going to have to see you all in a little while. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be back on Monday. That's right. The staycation will be over. We'll be back in the studio for sports talk and for FYI After Dark. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So, with that, Mr. E, I'm going to get out of here and start this wonderful vacation.
That sounds wonderful. Don't forget to bring souvenirs. I mean, whatever you at your staycation, just make sure that you tell the gang we got to bring Mr. E something back from our vacation. He's always asking for some.
It's been a beautiful day so far. Mr. E, enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk with you real soon.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest, a sponsor, or be a cheerleader, or sit on with us, just drop us your email. Just drop us your name. Just drop us your telephone number, and we'd be more than happy to get back with you. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 on WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350, WMVA 88.9. Good morning, Accomack County, Eastern Shore. Thank you so very, very much. And peace, 95.3 FM. And all you that are viewing to us by social media, thank you so very, very much. Don't forget to join us. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for your support. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend.
2 up.